What can you do to improve your chances of getting an interview with your next job application? Hi, I'm Catherine Burke from Resumes for Results, and today I'm going to share 3 tips for your next job application that you can actually apply right now. Okay, the first tip is read the instructions very, very carefully. So my warning to you is, if you go on to Seek, don't just hit the apply button and upload your resume and your cover letter and hope for the best. There's always something in the job advertisement or the role description that you need to respond to. So read it very, very carefully. All right. Once you've found all the information you need, now let me just confirm what you're actually looking for. 1, you're reading the job advertisement. 2, you're looking for any mention of a role description. And 3, you go to their website and see if they have a how to apply guide or a how to apply page, and read it all. Now, once you get there, once you've got all that information and you have gone through it with a fine-tooth comb, you need to highlight or note down every requirement they are asking for. Now, where do you find this information about the requirements? Well, you will look through a job ad. For example, an administration assistant I found one on Seek this morning for a grammar school in Canberra. So you'd read through that job ad, and somewhere in most of these well-written job ads, you will see about you or what we're looking for, and they'll have a list of key points. It is so important that in your resume and your cover letter or anything else they ask for, that you respond to those key points. Jot down all the key words for all the different skills and things they're referring to, because you may have that in your resume, but you've called it something else. So swap your word out for their word. The more you can match or mirror the way they speak, the way they think, the more your application will speak to them, and they're more likely to want to speak to you. All right. So with this admin job, and this is still point number 2, make note of everything and make sure you know what is required. So with this admin job, I went through the process of applying for it, and I went right down the bottom and they said, please download the attached role description. And I'm looking and there's no role description. And I'm thinking, I wonder what they're expecting the applicants to do. So the only option they actually give you is to hit the apply button. And guess what? When you hit the apply button, that goes to their website, to the job description. And then you read it all again, all the same information again. And down the bottom, they have a link to the PDF. So when you open up the PDF, there is still nothing in there about, do they want a resume? Do they want a cover letter? Do they want a selection criteria? So this doesn't happen all the time. This is not the normal way most people have to go through an application process. So the only option I had then was, okay, I'll pretend to apply. So I started filling out the details and going to the next page. And finally, they say what they want. They want a resume. They want you to upload your resume. They want a cover letter, but wait, they want a cover letter that addresses the key criteria in the role description. That is a selection criteria in the disguise of a cover letter. And you need to include examples that demonstrate how you meet those requirements listed in the role description. So you can see there was a lot of hoops that I had to jump through just to get that information. And even after I got that information, there were still further questions in the online application process that needed to be answered. So that's a little bit of an extreme example, but you get the idea. Follow the instructions, point number 1. Read everything and find out what they actually want. And my third point is simply go back and check everything over and over and make sure you've ticked all the boxes. Then hit the submit button, and your chances of getting an interview will be increased because you've made your best effort to respond to everything. Thank you for being with me today. If you have anything to say about what I've said, I'd love to know. Any questions, anything you want, all our contact details are on our Facebook page. I hope to see you next week for our next live video. Don't know what the topic is yet, but one will come to me. So bye.